When you're just a child, when you're just a young man, you live in blissful ignorance. You are none the wiser to the world. You are none the wiser to life. And you live your days playing on a playground with your friends, having a good time, being joyful. That is what a child is all about. It is about being joyful. It is about playfulness. And it is about innocence. Because life has not shown you its ugly side yet. Life has not shown you what it is truly capable of doing. It has not reared its ugly head yet. It is letting you live. It is letting you blossom. It's giving you a chance. But when the time is up, you better believe that life will show its second side, its dark side, its very unsavory side. And through this is the most important time of a young man's life. It is the most crucial time of a young person's life. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Tarik Talks Midnight Podcast. I'm glad you guys could join me. Sit down, relax, and enjoy. When we are small children, when we are young men, we have no clue of what life is really about. We might see our parents argue. We might see adults arguing, even crying. And we have no idea what is going on. As a matter of fact, to some selfish extent, we really don't care about what is going on with them. We just assume that it'll blow through and it will be all right, not knowing that this is soon going to be us in the future. See, when we are kids, we're shielded from life because life is very harsh. Life is very cruel. It does have its positive moments, yes. It is something to cherish. It is something to be thankful about. But with this easy time, with this quiet before the storm, so to speak, trust and believe it will show its other side, its disciplinary side. See, life nurtures you when you are a child, when you are just ignorant. But as you grow older, it quickly turns into the disciplinarian. And this is the most crucial time for a young man's life. This is when you will really be tested. This is the time where if you can weather this storm, after the quiet, when the quiet is finished and a tumultuous storm ensues, if you can weather this storm, this is when you will rise from the ashes. This is when you will be even stronger. As you are growing up, you gradually start noticing that life is not all flowers and sunshine and lollipops. You realize that there are things that happen that have you scratching your head, that have you thinking, wow, that was a very harsh experience. That was a very unpleasant experience. And these experiences get stronger and stronger until you are an adult. And this is where you are really tested. See, the time where you were in love with that young lady, the time where you really did not know any better, that time where you spent all of your time with this young lady, exchanging laughs, exchanging texts, exchanging Snapchats, Instagram DMs, where you were just head over heels. You were smitten by her. You wanted to spend every waking hour with her. So innocent. And you were in love with this young lady. This was someone that you looked forward to seeing. This was someone who made your day brighter when you seen them. And then there comes a time where this young lady might do something so heartbreaking that it leaves you broken. She might do something so terrible that you would have never even imagined, and it is going to leave you devastated. It is going to leave you in shambles. You know that gut-wrenching feeling that you have? You know that feeling of you want everything to end? You know that feeling of just not wanting to eat, not being able to sleep, not being able to think straight, not being able to enjoy your moments? I'm glad that happened to you. I'm glad that you felt that feeling. I'm glad that you sat there and thought for hours and hours about the situation. I'm glad that happened to you, brother. Why am I glad that happened to you? Because you learned from it. Now you have experience. Now you know how to maneuver better. Now you know how to handle certain situations. Now you know not to give your heart away and not to be a sucker. Now you know that certain situations are not as they seem. You have a sixth sense now. You move more tactfully. You move with more awareness. See, without that heart-wrenching experience, without that experience of having your emotions, your spirit, your soul drugged through the mud, you would have never known what that experience is, and you would have been sheltered. And someone is thinking, well, if my whole life I went and never experienced anything like this, that would even be better than experiencing that horrible feeling. Well, guess what? That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a good scenario, but it's not true. It's not life. I wish that when I was walking through a street, a duffel bag filled with $2 million would just magically fall out the sky. But we all know that is never going to happen. It is the same way with these painful experiences, fellas. It is the same way with these heartbreaking and devastating moments in your life. You can wish that they don't happen to you, but they will. And the fact of the matter is, as sick and twisted as it sounds, as mean and demeaning as it sounds, this is life's way of making you stronger. It is life's way of making you more aware of certain situations. It is life's way of unshielding you from what is going on this earth, what is going on this small planet. And it is going to make you stronger. It is going to build you up from a boy to a man. You know, and that feeling you had when one of your so-called friends, one of your friends that you hang out with, that you would actually call your brother, that you would actually call a close confidant, someone that you would almost die for, somebody that you hung out with more than your own family members. When this person does something behind your back, says something behind your back, tries to make a move on your girl, tries to double cross you, I'm glad that happened to you, brother. I'm glad you felt that pain. I'm glad you felt that pain of having someone that you consider family backstab you like that. I'm glad that this situation happened to you, because now you know how to move better. Now you know not to trust anybody. Now you know not to call everybody a brother. Now you know that this world has people in it that are evil. If this experience never happened to you, you would have been none the wiser. You would have been naive. You would have been out here like a chicken, and there's an eagle in the sky, and you are none the wiser. And this eagle will swoop down on you, and you are going to be his dinner. If those situations didn't happen, you would have been like a deer in headlights. This life is an 18-wheeler. And you would have been that deer late at night with the 18-wheeler just 1 foot away from you. That is what would have happened to you if these experiences have never happened. So yes, it is a blessing in disguise that these experiences happen to you. It is a blessing in disguise that this trauma happened to you. It is nothing but a new chapter in your life. It is nothing but armor. See, these experiences are armor. These experiences are exactly like a muscle. At first, a muscle is real soft. It has no definition to it. It has no scarring. It has no damage to it. The more and more you go to the gym, the more and more your muscles are going to start getting torn. That trauma, that damage that lifting heavy weights inflict to your muscles, it is what's making them stronger. Because without that trauma, without that damage, your muscles would have felt like jelly still, but now they feel hard as a rock. This is the same way with your persona. This is the same way with your emotions. This is the way that your actions are affected. That trauma, that damage is actually a blessing in disguise. It is actually a gift. So now you know how to move through this world and you can dodge some of these situations that you go through. And not everything is 100% preventable because, like I said, life does have a funny way of rearing its ugly head. It has a funny way of showing you how sadistic and sick it is. But now with this new knowledge, now with this new armor that you acquired from all the damage and trauma, you at least have a fighting chance. Fellas, think about this. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Be safe and stay solid.